I want you to look for a second, Mr. Wells, at the plaintiff's vet bill. $1,700 at the end of the day is a relatively modest vet bill for an injury. Isn't this what you might expect from just a very quick interaction?
No, because when he sent me pictures of the wound, it did not look like my dog would be able to do anything like that. Like, there was not enough time for him to be able to give his dog that big of a wound.
It's one bite. Just one chip is all we're talking about here. How much time does that take?
I don't know. I didn't give him enough time to get there. As soon as he ran off, I ran right after him.
But you admit that he got to the dog, right? Because you said he might have scratched him. But isn't the time to go like this the same as the amount of time to go like this? That doesn't take very much time.
Correct.
I have one more question. I understand your dog is a service dog.
Yeah.
Does your dog have any training as a service dog?
Yes.
What type of training?
Diabetic alert training and vision training.
Judge Corriero.
Thank you, Judge. Mr. Lopez, you said you were jogging.
Yes.
And how were you holding Aria?
She was leashed.
Or how were you jogging with her?
She was jogging slightly in front of me to the side.
What kind of a leash did you have?
A harness.
Tell me, what did you see when you first encountered the defendant's dog? What did you see? Recreate it for us, exactly what you saw.
I'm jogging. It's toward the end of the jog.
How far had you jogged at that point?
About 3-4 miles.
3-4 miles. And
Yeah.
Aria kept up with you for those 3-4? How old is Aria?
Barely. She's 7.
7.
She could barely keep up.
Had she fallen? Had anything happened that was unusual?
No.
Had you done this before, jogged with Aria?
Not for that long, but yes.
So tell me what you saw when you first saw the defendant's dog.
Well, I was jogging, and next thing I know, it looked like there was just a dog on top of my dog. It happened so fast.
Was he on a leash?
That dog, no.
Not at all?
No.
Not as the defendant described the leash that's here now. You didn't see that?
A dog with a leash on that's not controlled by the owner is the same thing.
You're telling us are you a lawyer?
No, sorry.
No, I know what you're getting at, but I'm trying to make sure that you weren't honestly mistaken about what happened here.
Right.
So did you see a leash on the defendant's dog who may not have been tethered to an owner?
Not that I remember, but I also wasn't looking specifically.
And when for the first time did you see the defendant?
When we were separating our dogs.
And did you notice whether he had a leash in his hand?
He did afterwards, for sure.
What do you mean by that?
Like, he had his leashed dog. After we got the dog separated, he had his dog under control with a leash.
Did you see him put the leash on?
Yeah.
You sure? Now, I'm not putting words in your mouth. Was it already on?
I wasn't paying enough attention.
But
my dog was bleeding severely, and I wasn't paying attention if he was putting a leash on or not.
But I just want to make sure that the photograph of these, it looks like 2 puncture wounds here.
So that on the right there is a drain tube.
And that's what they had to do to make sure there wasn't an infection,
Yes.
all right? And you, sir,
Yes.
you claim that he was responsible for the injuries to his...
Yes, I didn't believe my dog did that.
What evidence do you have to support that belief, that he appeared to be separating the wound? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that's from what I could see, that's what he was doing.
I have nothing further.
I have another question. The vet bill I saw was only for $1,732.83. Where are you getting $1,850?
Court fees and gas.
Court fees? You didn't say court fees in your complaint. I don't see that.
Oh, well.
Where's your gas bill?
I did not brought it with me.
Okay.
But
I have nothing further. Great.
Nothing further.
All right, thank you both very much. You're excused while we deliberate in this matter.
This courtroom is now in recess. Can you go ahead and exit?
This is a pretty easy one for me. The plaintiff provided documentation that Aria went to the vet, provided documentation of what her wound looked like. I don't understand what the defendant is saying, essentially, that this was just a scratch. Who cares? Your dog made contact. He's liable.
I acted it out for us on the stand.
You did.
You know?
You did the biting motion, which I couldn't help but to laugh. Hilarious.
All
So your thoughts, please.
I agree with you. Those are my thoughts. I mean, you said it perfectly.
Yeah, I agree completely. I think that this was, because of the size of the dogs, an injury that likely happened in 1 second.
Yeah.
This is not a dog that was tussled with. If it had been that situation, it probably would have been much worse.
Much worse.
Thankfully, the defendant got the dog quickly, but Aria was left with an injury that needed some treatment.
And the bill was $1,733.
Agreed.
Agreed.
All right.
Have a verdict.